Alright. Hopefully I fixed the shaking problem. Alright, let's see. Something not validated. What is that? What's up, Steph? Trying to determine if I want the big old eyebrow brow or a smaller one.
What are you sculpting? What are you sculpting?
Just the Hulk right now. But I don't know if I'm gonna keep sculpting the Hulk. Well, Mama just throws everything in the refrigerator over there. Big, small, big, small. Kind of like the small look. I don't know. I don't know. Big brows, little brows. Can y'all hear me? No, I'm talking in the chat. I have the mic set up, so I don't know if it's picking up or not. That's all. I have it plugged into my phone, so I don't know if it's picking up versus my other mic. I think I'm gonna go with the smaller brows. That's up to you. Oh, there's some static. All right. Let's see. Let me change it then. Difference. What about this one? Is that a better one? Okay, cool. I'm gonna move this microphone then. Yeah, I think I got it. I'm just moving that microphone now. This is the microphone I'm using. Got it on sale. And I was trying out this one, but this one was a little bit cheaper. So I'm just gonna put this one there. Come on. Fit this way. I I guess I'll do that way. Alright. Can you still hear me? I'm like right up on the mic. Alright. So I just have this Hulk up right now just because it was the last thing I was working on. But if there's something else to work on, I can do that. But until unless I don't get any suggestions, I'll probably just work on this guy. So I have currently a texture for the UV. That's how you get all the skin tone that you're seeing here. I wonder if I can zoom in. Can I zoom in? What does this button do? Nope, that turns it off. Okay. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Just pinch to zoom. Yeah, just like that. All right. So move him up. So all the skin texture that you're seeing, it's just a UV map. It's just a little picture uploaded specifically for this base mesh that I'm using. So it puts all the pores and stuff in the right area. And if my workflow is usually I'll block out everything in Nomad Sculpt, which is what this is, using Nomad. I'll block everything out, and then I will, hold on. Then I will export it over to ZBrush and do all the skin detailing there because I have better brushes. And so far, the brushes for Nomad are great, but ZBrush just has that like freaking seamless kind of brush thing down. So I'll do all the heavy blocking here, and then I will export, as you can see. So for this one, I think all of the blocking is pretty much done. Once I do the skin, I'll import it back here and move it around and do like the asymmetry and stuff. So because asymmetry really gives you that life in your sculpts, I think, because it being perfectly symmetrical can look good, but it just adds more realism whenever you like move an eyebrow slightly lower than the other one, you move a nostril kind of higher and whatnot. So the only thing I'm struggling with, and maybe y'all can help, is the mouth and teeth. Something kind of, I don't know, looks off to it, like off about it to me. So I'm just wondering, I don't know if the teeth are too far forward, if the lips are too far forward, if they need to be kind of moved back a little bit. So like, you know, if I need to move it back, kind of like that. No, that looks worse. So if any suggestions y'all have would be greatly appreciated. What's up, Hira Narai? I don't know how to say it. Is that how you say it? Hira Narai? That's how I've been saying it. What's up, Juice Play? Alex, what's up? Thanks for joining. So, yeah. That's currently where I'm at. I'm trying to fix this mouth. It's a good, like, I don't know, like a... I kind of want them to look a little bit more savage looking. So I don't know if I want to, like, pull the lip out some more. You know, give him kind of... And then do, like, an underbite on him. And whatnot. So I know I want to move these brows in a little bit. So what I'm going to do is just mask it. Mask off the areas that don't want to get moved, if you will. Alright, blur it so it blends better. And then this will allow me to move them down without affecting the other sculpt. So maybe lower the upper lip a bit. Okay. Drop the top lip a little bit. Exaggerating the snarl for some. Okay. So dropping the top lip a bit. Let me keep that masked. How so? Like dropping it here? Or dropping it here? Middle of the top lip? Or like maybe kind of. Alright, so multiple people said top lip. I'm going to stick with the top lip. So I'm going to mask off the bottom a bit just so it doesn't mess with that. And I'm just using the selection masking tool here. Blur it just a little bit. Middle, okay, got it. Let's see. Middle. Okay. Middle. Okay. Just going back and forth, just looking. Oop. Comparing. Yeah, that already looks better. Just that little shift in the top lip. Alright, what next? Alright, I'm gonna view it real quick, just without the masks. That looks a little bit better. Alright, going back to move. Let me move this just a little bit down more. A lot of sculpting is just little bit like micro movements. It's crazy how like the littlest things can make like the biggest difference in sculpting. Because like even that, like that, just the top middle lip moving. Great, I appreciate the suggestions. I'm struggling with giving him eyebrows or not. You know, like I can't. Like I'm trying to. This isn't off of a reference. This is just kind of me. I was sculpting, and then I just started sculpting a Hulk, if you will, to practice face forms. And this is kind of what I just came up with, like just out of memory. So from my memory, I was trying to remember. I was like, does he have eyebrow? I'm pretty sure he has eyebrows. But top and maybe pull back. He does have a massive visual, but hello, Liz. Thanks for joining. I'll pull back a little bit. Just, I don't want to pull it up. I just want to pull it back. Okay. I'm going to unmask the nose a bit to kind of get it to snarl a little more. Blur it up. Move that up. Just a little bit. Alright, I'm gonna clear all. Alright. Add some more. Just so you can see, like I'm adding more, but the sculpt is still so low poly that it's hard to make out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna subdivide it another level, get a little bit more detail in there, so that I can start getting more defined features. You know. Right, and then I'm gonna smooth it out a little bit. This creates just that muscle kind of definition, a little breakup of just a smooth kind of brow. I already did this kind of sculpt. I started putting a line there, like kind of there to help the snarling factor. All right. What about the bottom lip? Make it fuller a little bit. I'm trying to blend this a bit more. It's not such a harsh. That. All right. Teeth a good size? Should they be bigger or smaller? I think the teeth are decent size. Overall shape, should the eyes be bigger, eyes be smaller? I know that there are some looks where his eyes are super tiny. But I also I try to make them not so small because people paint these. So also trying to balance like printability versus paintability versus like I guess the sculpt overall. So What did I get? Let's. So I did the hair one day. This is kind of what it looked like. Uh, for where is it? So this is the hair, right? Like I wanted to sculpt something, but I didn't want to sculpt the face, so I was like, let me just do the hair. So, but this was the block out of the hair, right? Put a sphere, flattened it, drug out some areas, and this is kind of what I started with. So, let's see. And then turned it into that. So, but as far as just kind of like workflow purposes, I'm probably gonna export this just how it is right now and just show how I do skin. I think it's a decent. I think it's a decent look for Hulk. Um, as far as the face face structure goes, but I mean Hulk can look very different at any time, but it's very Hulkish vibe, so I'm good with going with it. So I'm going to export this. Export. So ZBrush for iPad only deals with OBJs. So export OBJ selected because that's the one I'm currently working on right now. Yep. None without objects export. And so now I'm going to export it to ZBrush. All right, here it is in ZBrush. Right, all gummy. He got no teeth whatsoever. I don't like working in this red one. I go to Monster Clay, gray. Boom, that's the one I like working in. That looks pretty. Almost looks like the thing. Whoa, what did I do? I think I did Siri. All right. Almost kind of looks like the thing. But let me subdivide this because that's where I need the texture, right? Divide. You can see the points here. They're about 198,000 polygons. I like to work for doing skin texture about 3 million, and then I'll decimate it at the end. So, all right, here is 3 million polys. And what I do for a quick skin texture, and then I go into and just, and then I go and do more detailing is I will mask off kind of the eyes, if you will. Mask off the eyes. Alright, so I gotta turn symmetry on. Symmetry of these butterflies there. So, and then holding this button will do your mask, and I go to the lasso, and then I just draw what I want masked. Boom. Alright, I'll do the eyes, and then I'll show you a little trick after. I'll show you what happens. And then I'm going to cover the mouth too. So the mouth doesn't have to be perfect. That works. But whenever you do the selection mask, it also goes straight through your object. So that's when I just come over here and go with the pen and then hold both of these buttons, mask and then subtract. And then I just subtract it all. Let me change this. This shouldn't affect the front. And the front's still masked. Okay. Looks like he's biting his bottom lip. Okay. I dynamesh subdivided crap out of my model ZBrush and then regret it after I need to freeze the subdivision. Alright. What's up, Russell? Looks like he's biting his bottom lip. Let me go back to this. Should work. Alright. So you got this all masked out in ZBrush, right? And then come over here to this thing, pattern palettes tool, and then I go to surface. So we're gonna just add noise to it. So as you can see, there it's adding noise to it. And for the purpose of printing at such a small scale, you kind of need exaggerated skin in order for it to show up. So I do the strength very kind of, it's like super exaggerated because when you apply it to the mesh, it doesn't look this exaggerated. Hopefully, let me do this scale. So you can let's try that. Let's see what that looks like. So as you can see, it's all very blocky and pointy and whatnot. But then as soon as you apply it to the mesh, it kind of like smooths out. Quick way of doing like you're getting your skin going. And then I'm going to remove this mask. There we go. Okay. And now he's got skin texture. And I'm going to go in with my brushes that I bought off of ArtStation and then start adding more detailed skin stuff. For the nose, I like to turn off symmetry because it'll look weird. I might have went a little too hard with this noise, but we'll see. Go. Get his pores going. He's a big guy. He's probably gonna have big pores. Alright, and then once I'm done with the nose, I'll just turn symmetry back on and start adding more of the skin. I don't know if y'all can see that. Let me try. There we go. So you can see I've added like the pores. Right. These skin brushes have just made it so like easy to do skin. I know there's like right ways to do the pores and stuff and the skins and where everything should go. I need to study that more. But right now, it prints at such a small scale, you can kind of see the skin texture. So I'm not worried about it. Alright, and I'm going to do the lips a bit. Alright. And there's a lip line one that I turn off symmetry for. Then I just kind of just add it. Just create some variation in it. for like a open mouth expression, it's hard to really see the definition of the lips because they get pulled back. So I'm not too worried about kind of, I don't know, accuracy at this point. I'm just looking to get it close enough. Check his chin, pores. I gotta do. Forgot to turn symmetry back on. Going back to chin. Oh, it's messing up. Oh, so you see the texture coming in to it. What did I do? Recent one, large pores. There we go. Yeah, I like doing ZBrush for all like the, I guess, finer details, if you will. Their brush implementation is just like perfect, man. Like, look at that, just doing some stitching, you know, making like a zombie Hulk. But like here, just it's just a lot smoother than you would get on Nomad. Nomad's great. Nomad's powerful, and I'm sure there's a way to do it. I just haven't dove into like the brush settings really. Chin bumps. Might be too big. Just add a little chin bumps. Alright, and then give him some poor nose here on the. Alright, masking the ears. I'm gonna try and do like some shaved head kind of look, if you will, using this chin. Just want to see how that looks. Ooh. Alright. So that way, whenever I put the hair sculpt on him, it'll look like he's got kind of the shaved head. Kind of looks like the shaved head texture, you know? Alright, that should be good for just this process. Alright, so we've done the skin. Thanks, 796. Appreciate it. Alright, so we've done the skin. Right, just a quick skin texture, and now I'm gonna export it back to Nomad. Object. Yep, export to Nomad. Add it to the scene. It's gonna add it on top of it. And then I'm gonna hide this one. No, not that one. Gonna hide this one. Alright, so now this one has all the skin texturing on it, plus with the teeth in it. So, oh yeah, see, look at that, the little skin texturing for the under the hair. Alright, now when I get to this point, this is when I start to do like the asymmetry stuff for this. For the teeth, though, he's got a tongue in there. Don't think I need that tongue. Delete that. I'm gonna join. Just gonna join it all, I guess. Join. Subdivide it so it's a little smoother. There we go. Alright, so you can see the detail added via ZBrush. And then now I am going to create a layer on this one. Create a layer. I like to title this one Eyebrows. Go to my stamps. I have a set number of eyebrows. I need to create some more, but alright. Go to my eyebrows. So Hulk, what? Bushy eyebrows, you think? Kind of unkempt eyebrows. Maybe this one's. Yeah, we'll go with these. Scale it up. Make sure it's about 20 because I want the eyebrows to really print well. Right. Turn symmetry on. And then we just add the eyebrows. Alright, so I'm looking at it. It's a good. Good placement. Sure. Alright. Alright. Now I'm going to add another layer. title this one Asim, because this is where all the asymmetry comes into play. Then I'm going to turn off symmetry. Go to my recreated Dam Standard brush. So there's a brush in ZBrush called Dam Standard, and it is really great for, let's see what this is. Really great for creating sharp lines. Smooth, let's see. I don't know why there's just a line there. Alright, well, that's just gonna be there, I guess. It'll help sell. And then going to the Dam Standard, right? Gonna make this thin, and then this is where like I start to do like the kind of like detailing. Alright. You can do like the line. Just come in and define some parts. Turn symmetry on for this one. Let's get that a little bit more defined. Yep. Also gonna define the lip just a little bit more. Give it like a Alright, now I'm still in the asymmetry one. Now I'm gonna do like a little bitty micro movements of things. Just to get the asymmetry going. So it'll drop kinda like this. I'm done with ZBrush, so I can do that. My iPad got dark because it's getting hot, and that's a way to preserve its battery, if you will. So drop that a little bit. I'll move this one up a little bit. Just kind of move it around. Doesn't need to be perfect, but just like enough to just like break the symmetry. Alright, so this, I would say would be done. I would probably fix it, or not fix it, just, I don't know, fix it. I like it. So before I do anything, like say I want to cut it right, let me save it. Yep, and then I'm gonna save as new whole to cut. All right, and then I'm gonna trim it. So just going to kind of shape, follow the jawline, if you will. Make that one straight. All right, hit the green button. It'll trim it. Right, and then now you have the head sculpt. I wonder, hold on, I know he has kind of a, let's do this. Do that, get that, get that, get that. I just want to see how this looks like. If I squish it a little bit. Okay. Right, I actually like it a little squished. What do y'all think? Normal or squished? Normal, squished. Keep it like that, I guess. But I'm gonna make it thinner that way. All right, we'll just go with that. All right, once it's all good to go, right? You have your head shaped. You gotta insert your neck peg. Let's do neck peg. I have one made. Add to the scene. I'm gonna X-ray it. So anew. I'm trying to make it to where I don't have to use so much resin as a solid part, you know. So and also you want it to be not so thin walls. So if I move over here, that gap between the ear hole and this, that's a good enough gap. Like that won't cause a thin enough wall for it to break when 3D printing. So all right, and then I want to move this this just to kind of follow the chin a little bit. Alright, I think that should be good. I'm going to duplicate the neck peg because I have multiple things I need to cut. So we're going to Boolean it out, have that selected, hide the neck peg, select both, hit Boolean. It'll take the shape of the neck peg out of the head. Right? So now I'm going to rename this to head. And if I solo it, you can see it's got cut out of it. And you always, when doing a head sculpt, you always want it round on the top and not just a flat cut, if you will. That way, when it's 3D printing, as it's printing those lines, they have something, an angle to kind of like print on top of. That way, it's not just a flat, hard angle. All right. So now I need the hair to be removed. Oh, let me see. Yep, our hair goes through, so you can see our hair goes through, and then our teeth go through. So I'm gonna need at least two. I'm gonna clone another one. Select the hair, get the hidden neck peg, Boolean it out. Boom, now that's taken care of there. And then this one, and this one. This one may not Boolean because it's oh, hey, Boolean. Okay. All right, now this head has been carved out, if you will. Just gonna make it subsurface, make it subsurface. 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 I want to see how it looks like lit. Just painting it real quick. Just want to see. More towards the yellow. Oh, don't look too bad. I mean, it's Hulk, right? Hulkish. Turn off post processing and that. All right, so you have it all cut, right? I'm gonna delete these two because I don't need them anymore for these purposes. So these are the eyes. This is the hair. There's a mouth. All right, so now you're looking at everything, and this is showing 3.89. I know y'all can't see it, but 3.89. So whenever you do your save it as an STL, that whole it's going to be 389 megabytes. So we don't want that. Paint, panel. They change this. There we go. All right. So what we want to do is decimate it. So this one itself is 202.38 million. Go here. Go to miscellaneous. Decimate. I want to decimate it by 50%. And it's just going to cut those polygons in half. And so you can decimate a lot, which will cut down your file size. I like to zoom in. So until it, and decimate until like the skin texture just looks a little too. So right now it's at 1.9, and I'm going to decimate it 70% of that. Okay, cool. That's good. So now this puts this at 829,000 polygons. This one's 1.2 million. We can probably do this one in half. It's just hair. Hair you can get away with for decimating for a good amount. Sure, I'll decimate it twice. All right, now this is fine. So now we're looking overall at 142 megabytes. But let me delete that. See if that brings it down. Yeah, 124. Okay, I kind of try to keep mine. Bigger files are going to be a bigger file size just by nature of how much stuff you have in there. But I try to keep it from 100 to 130 megabytes when I save my files. Sometimes I can get them down to 80 without sacrificing detail. But for this purposes, I'm just going to keep it like that. All right, decimating, closing it. So I decimated this. Right now we need a force manifold. So forcing manifold will make it watertight, so there won't like this is whenever you like load it into Chitu box or like lychee slicer, and it says, "Hey, your mesh has holes." Forcing manifold will make it so those like they're all closed, if you will. Same thing with close holes. It just uh, it'll make sure the holes are closed. So whenever you can't close the holes like that, typically you have to go in, separate. So this is the main head, and then these are some random polygons that have just kind of found themselves there. So what I do is I just grab that, remove, take it out of the little tree, delete it, right, and then close holes. So you can see the object has no holes now. So whenever you load it in a Chitu box, should be good to go, or lychee, it should tell you that, hey, it wouldn't be red or anything like that. So I'm going to do the same thing. Everything you decimate, you need to force the manifold and close the holes until you see those. And then, yeah, should be good to go with printing. This one may be different because this was two kind of meshes. So when I go to separate it, yeah, you can see. So we have the mouth. Now I have all these teeth on here. All of these are teeth. So what I'm going to do is, instead of separating it, I'm going to voxel remesh it. Right, give it a kind of high-ish remeshing it. So this makes it as one, it welds it. And so there ain't any separate teeth in there now. So now once I do that, the poly count went up. So now I'm going to decimate it again. So just bring it back down, force the manifold, close the holes. Okay, not closing. Separate it. Separate it. take the biggest one out. Everything else can, in the little tree, can get deleted. Now clean the manifold, close the holes. Okay, same thing. Sometimes this takes a while. Another way you can get around it is just close the holes and don't force the manifold as well. Forcing the manifold first will kind of bring new problems, but if you then just close the holes after it, so this one's going to be stubborn. Oop. So there's always, seems like there's always going to be something. And it can work when you load it in the lychee box or a lychee slicer and Chutu box. It can just, the slicer itself can fix it without you having to do this all the time. Sometimes I do this for like 10 minutes trying to get it to a single object. But other times I'm just like, all right, whatever. The slicer will fix it whenever. All right, there we go. The slicer will fix it whenever I load it in. So now this head is good to go to save and print. So just go over the process that I do. Big main kind of movements and sculpting, kind of blocking out in Nomad Sculpt. Then I move it over to ZBrush to do all the little detailing for skin, especially, and for hair. And then I port it back into Nomad to finish off with like the little micro movement, asymmetry, and then cutting it and preparing it for print. So. Think about the Mezco Hulk, and I'm hoping we get a new body. I'm hoping that we get a new body as well. Their big body is not great. Like, give us a new body. Like freaking Memory Toys gave us a great like body for that orc, which I still need to get and turn into my own Hulk, but just haven't got one. Yeah, even Marvel Legends gives us a better body than what Mezco gives us for the big ones, but anyways, that's kind of just this. I have the just this process, printing and getting it stuff ready for this. Next time I sculpt or I go live, I want to sculpt something from like the base mesh starting and then adding in all the details and seeing all that. I didn't know what to sculpt today. I didn't have anything to sculpt. And I knew I wanted to finish this Hulk, so might as well finish it live and show the process and how I go about it. So yeah, I appreciate y'all kind of hanging out and asking questions, just staying tuned, or even just letting it play in the background. I appreciate it. I'm gonna test print this Hulk this week and try to get it scaled for something. I think the only thing I really have out is the SH Figuarts Hulk. One of those. I have a Marvel Legends Hulk. And that's about it. So, but I'm gonna try and scale this guy and get him printed this week, and then show that off or whatever, and into the and the vanilla resin that I'm using. So, which has been great for printing and capturing all the details. So. But yeah, thanks for hanging out and watching me sculpt, I guess, and I appreciate all the support. So if y'all have any questions, just feel free to shoot me a message or whatever, either on YouTube or on Instagram. Instagram is where I usually see more of my messages. Facebook, I hardly ever get on my Facebook page. YouTube, I don't ever have it set to my main YouTube page. I have a separate account that has premium, so I use that one. And then, so Instagram is usually the place you can go to message me. But, all right, I appreciate y'all hanging out. I'll catch y'all soon.